Hello, hello everyone. Good evening. Happy Friday. Welcome to Intro AI and Machine Learning, conducted by me. Can anyone just hello? If you can hear me, can you just comment in the commenting at the side? All right. Okay. So I think we'll wait maybe about 5 minutes so that just to wait for people to come in. So it's maybe 9:37 ish. We'll start. Okay. So if you want to take a look at the material, the presentation slide that I will be presenting in a bit, you can go to this link. There's a GitHub link that I just sent. So that's my GitHub. You can go to the GitHub link there and you can get the presentation, which I will present in a bit. Okay, so can I share? I will just start sharing my slide then. Okay. So if anyone has any questions or whatever, you can ask now. So we're just waiting. Okay, I'll just write in the comment just in case people come in. Waiting to start at 9:37 p.m. Anyone has any questions or anything right now? Like I can answer them. If you have any burning questions that you want to ask about AI, about me, about the data science industry, etc., etc. If not, I'm going to go off video for just a bit because it's a bit awkward just waiting. The most exciting project I have worked on so far maybe would be that I have worked with an oil and gas company, and in this company, we worked on predicting the failures of the machine. So what our team did in the company was that we developed analytical methods so that we can predict when the machine would fail. So what we got to do, we saved millions for the company. Yeah. So they're only interested to know how do you change from mechanical engineering background to data scientist or involved in AI/ML? What are the main challenges from transitioning from machine and mechanical engineering to software role? So basically, the main challenge, if you're a mechanical engineer, you don't like programming, probably. So I didn't like programming in university. I remember when in 2011, when I was doing my first year intro to programming, my professor, we were learning Python for intro to programming. I didn't like it. So my professor said, oh, no one uses Python. Python, we just use it for teaching. So he's eating his words right now. It's 9 years later, it's the most popular language, programming language. So that is the first challenge, is that you have to learn to like programming. I didn't. I learned to like it. And also the problem would be from jumping to mechanical engineering to software role is basically getting your first opportunity. So what I did was back in the day, I think 2017, MBEC had this data star thing where I went for a month training. as a data analyst. Because I didn't have any software engineering role, and I didn't really. I was just 2 years after I finished university, so I didn't have any real experience in IT or software. So what I did was I just went to random startups. I remember there was a startup fair in Magic, and I just passed my resume, and I was like, I'm looking for an internship. But keep in mind that I've been working for 2 years. I didn't need an internship, but I just said I needed an internship because I just wanted to break into data science. So after that, I got an internship. So my previous boss, Abdullah Zawawi, he helped me out, and he gave me a chance. So I became an intern for like 3 months. And then after 3 months, luckily for me, the people who did AI in the startup that I was in left. So the company didn't have any other choice but to hire me. So that's how my journey in data science began. Okay, right. So it's 9:38 now. So I will start the presentation. Order. Okay. So hello everyone. Welcome to Introduction to Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, presented by me, Irfan Noordin. All right. So I am the dean, as they say, of Kuala Lumpur School of AI. So what Kuala Lumpur School of AI is a community initiative where we educate people on topics related to data science and machine learning. Okay. So here's our Facebook link and Telegram link if you wanna join the group. So basically, it's not a real school or anything. It's just that a couple of us came together, and there was this YouTuber, if you know Siraj Rabal. He wanted to make an initiative where we teach AI for free, to build a community. So I was the representative in Malaysia. He just had whoever wants to join. So it was me and a few other people joined. So we all became the deans of Kuala Lumpur School of AI. All right. So that's how the name came about. Okay. So so a little bit about myself. I actually graduated in mechanical engineering in 2015, I believe. Yeah, so after 2 years of failing to find after 2 years of trying to find a mechanical engineering job, I didn't get a mechanical engineering job. I could not find a decent job in engineering. So I decided to jump into data science in 2017. Okay, fast forward 2020, we're here, and currently I am a data scientist in a company called iSaham. So what iSaham does is a stock screener, and it helps people to invest better. So you can check them out, isaham.my. It's a Malaysian company. It's a thriving startup. All right. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Okay, the topic today, artificial intelligence. What is it? It's such a buzzword these days. Okay, so artificial intelligence. From the definition, it is basically a computer system which is able to perform tasks which would normally require human intelligence. Okay, so what this is the umbrella definition, right? So when people talk about artificial intelligence, under this definition, a calculator would be artificial intelligence. Okay. But when people say, oh, I have AI, this is AI, what they really mean is machine learning, okay? So when we say, okay, we have AI, our AI does this, when they say that, what they really mean is they have machine learning, okay? So machine learning and deep learning is included under the umbrella of AI, okay? So it's artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, okay? All right, so this is the basic this is the structure of how it looks like. So artificial intelligence is the bigger circle, and inside it is machine learning, and inside it some more is deep learning. Data science is where you look at data and you analyze data, and you would use artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning as a tool to aid you in being a data scientist, which people normally do. Okay, right. So machine learning, Arthur Samuel says, is a field of study that gives computers the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. Okay, so back in the day, if you were to claim something as an AI, you would do an if-else statement. So what that means is you would program something from A to Z of what it could do. So if turn right, say hi. If turn left, say yo. All right. So you have to program it one by one. So that is not how artificial machine learning is these days. Okay. Machine learning programs, in a sense, they adjust themselves in response to the data that they're exposed. Okay, so a machine learning model would act differently depends on the data that is given to it. Okay, so if you give a data, simple example, if you give a model data on Bahasa Melayu, it will understand Bahasa Melayu. If you give data on English, it will understand English. If you give data on Chinese, it will understand Chinese. Right? So it's based, a machine learning model or programs works in a way where they respond to the data that they are exposed to. All right. Okay, so deep learning, what deep learning is a subset of what machine learning is. Okay, when people use the term deep learning, they are referring to actually deep artificial neural networks. So neural networks. So deep is a technical term. It refers to the layers of neural networks. So I'll show you a picture of a neural network. So basically, when you say deep learning, you mean artificial neural networks. Okay. So with neural networks, a lot of things can be done. So a lot of advancement in AI has been done. So DeepMind, well-known AlphaGo algorithm, it beat the guy in AlphaGo, which is a very hard game. Also, recently they using AI, they beat a guy playing one of the best players in StarCraft. And also, I will show you a few other things which use deep learning, which is impressive. Okay, I was going faster than I thought it would. All right, so this is an example of what a neural network is. So basically, it consists of nodes. Okay, there is an input layer where you input the data, and these nodes would modify themselves with weights and biases, and it would produce the output where you can use to make predictions. Okay, so that is just an overview of what a neural network is. Okay, so you just stop for any questions, because like I'm growing really fast right now. Anyone want to ask any question at this point in time? All right, then I'll just pass the water and we will continue. All right, then. Okay, so machine learning. Okay, so major categories of machine learning. Okay, machine learning is basically divided into supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. Okay, so when we talk about supervised, that means we are predicting based on label data. Okay, so what this means is, for example, if you want to predict whether there is cancer in a cell, so what you would do if it's a supervised problem, you will give a data set, okay, with all the values, all of the variables, and then at the end you would give the output, whether these are cancer or not cancer data point. Okay, so from there you would then feed it to the machine learning model, and the machine learning model will learn from that data. and then from there it will produce a model which you can use in the future to predict on other cells. So when you've already made the model, you can use the cell, you can use the model to predict whether there is cancer or not through the machine learning model, because you have already trained it. Okay, so it's divided into two for supervised machine learning. One is classification and the other is regression. Okay, classification is when the data is not continuous. What we mean by this is that the data is either true or false. So like for cancer detection, there is no maybe cancer. There is cancer or no cancer if you want to make a machine learning model. Okay, cancer, no cancer. You would use that data to and you would put it in the machine learning model and you use that as a prediction. Okay, for regression is when you are predicting points, right? So for continuous data, so for example, house price prediction. Let's just say you have data of house price, location, age, year build, same thing, size, square foot, number of toilets, etc. And then at the end, the output, you have the price, $1 million to 500,000, 400,000, 300,000, etc. So this data is continuous data, the price, right? So that would be regression, because you want to predict numbers which are continuous. Also, another regression, it's a subset of regression is like if you want to do stock price prediction. Okay, you will use a time series prediction, which would also be under regression. Okay, so that is supervised machine learning. Okay, for unsupervised machine learning, you would find similarities in unlabeled data. Okay, so what this means is that you would group similar data, which is called clustering. Okay, this would then from there you would get certain more insights into the data. An easy example is like let's just say you use Hotlink. Okay, if you notice, like I've noticed this, like my mom who stays at home a lot, she gets promotions for data in a very, very cheap price. But I never get those promotions. The reason being is she has been clustered in the group of people where they do not spend much of their money and they need to spend. While I am the type of person that goes out and buys credit anyway. So why would they give me the promotion? So what that means is they have grouped us in different groups. Okay, this group are the people who stay at home, who have a lot of baki, a lot of balance in their account. So these people we need to send them extra promotion so that they spend. But to this guy who always goes out and always buys credit and always buys internet on the go, we don't need to give this guy promotion because he's already spending. If we give him promotion, we would be losing money. Rugilah because he's already spending. Why would I give him a promotion for him to spend more when he's already spending at a high price? So they have made different clusters, and from there they give targeted ads, right? Also on YouTube you can see as well, like for different types of video you watch, it's different ads. So because they are all in different clusters. So those are an example of unsupervised machine learning, where you group similar data, which is clustering. Also, outlier detection. Outlier detection is a form of clustering where you would detect an outlier. For example, probably banks use this. If they see if they see a transaction which is odd, all right, suddenly you give you give 20,000 ringgit to Nigeria out of the blue, you transfer. So maybe they would build a model which would detect such extravagant and weird transactions. So this would then prompt them to investigate. Okay, so I've used this when I was working in an oil and gas company, where we use outlier detection to detect to make data points for so that we can aid in the prediction of machine shutdown. Okay. Okay. And then the next one is reinforcement learning. Okay, so reinforcement learning is where the machine learns from behavior changes and a reward is provided. So, for example, a very famous one is like when the machine is given a game and it plays the game for like millions of times, and it finds a way to get the highest score. So if you've seen the videos, some of the games that the machine plays, it will go round and round at a certain area, because it knows that if it goes and finishes the game, it would get lower points. But if it goes around at a certain area where it knows that it can score a very high point, so it goes around at a certain area which normal human would not do. So it goes around at a certain area until it gets a very high point, because that is reinforcement learning. They are working to get the highest amount of reward, and the reward in this case is the amount of points in the game. Okay, so can you suggest few software that data analysts can use to start predicting model projects? I will go through that at the end, but I can explain more detail on the nodes, as in whether it is logic that we put or else in the system. Okay, so for nodes, basically this is, if I want to explain neural networks, it will take like 2 days, but you would not tune the neural networks yourself. When you give the data, the neural network will tune themselves. Okay, and then it will give you the model and you use that. So that is how the neural network works. Okay, here's just few softwares that data analysts can use to start predictive modeling projects. Okay, if you want to do predictive modeling, you should learn Python. How do I describe my daily activities at work? Right now, I just entered a startup. So my current job is to upskill my colleagues. So half of the day, I'll be preparing for a class which I teach my colleagues, machine learning. So I've been doing, because COVID and whatever, I lost my job and I found another job. So I've been teaching them for the past 1.5 for almost 2 months. So in the evening, I work on, because it's a stock trading company, so I learn stocks. So it's just starting. So that's how my daily activities. But for my job in the oil and gas company previously, what I do mostly, first in the morning, I would look at the data, and my job was basically to clean the data and also to set the limits for the model, for the platform of the machine, so that when my engineers see, they will get an alerts early for them. I'm just distracted by the question. Sorry. For the get an early alert to prevent the machine from malfunctioning. Okay. Can you suggest few software? So software, I don't know softwares for plug and play machine learning, but if you want to do visualizations, not machine learning, visualizations, you can use Tableau, ClickSense, or Power BI, Microsoft Power BI. So those are good for visualizations. As far as I know, so far Tableau Public is the only free one, so you can use that. If you want to go into machine learning, learn Python and use Jupyter Notebook. So far that is the freest way. Unless you have thousands or millions of dollars, you can buy a plug and play software. How to register in your class? I don't have any classes right now, so I'm working. I'm just an employee. Which MLDL algorithm can we explore for doing some emotion recognition? I don't know. What's your data? Are you using visual data? Are you using voice? Are you using text? So that depends. All right. So different algorithms. Okay. I'm going to continue. All right. So how do you build a machine learning model? So first, what you would do is you collect your data, and then you clean the data, label the data, choose a suitable algorithm, train the model, test the model, and then repeat the process from whichever point until you obtain an acceptable performance. So, for example, you already did this whole thing, and then you say, oh my God, my data is too small, my data is too little, and my model is not performing well. So you collect more data, and then you do it again, and you're like, oh shit, oh sorry, oh no, the data is dirty. So then you would have to clean it. So then you can test a few different algorithms. Maybe you test your neural network, it doesn't work. Then you test other models until your model is like, all right, this is good. Then you continue. Okay. So for a data scientist, most of the time, 60% of the time is cleaning and organizing the data. This is from Forbes, right? So that is the longest time and the time that and the task that all data scientists don't like. 60% of the time is cleaning. Okay, only if you see only what was the fun part, the fun part, refining algorithms is only 4%, but most of the time is cleaning the data. So that is what machine learning engineers do. What is the depending on your experience, how much time take you to clean the data? Depends on your data. I cannot say what is your data. It depends on your data, but just be prepared. So if you have 2 days to make a machine learning model, 1.5 days is going to be just cleaning, right? That's the amount of time, at least. Okay. What is the bare minimum of accuracy? Is a model considered accurate in your point of view experience? This has no straight cut answer. It depends on your use case. If you're trying to predict cancer, is 90% accuracy okay? So let's just say you get 10% wrong. So from 100 people, you say 10 people do not have cancer, for example. So these 10 people go home and they died of cancer. So you gotta think about it. So for like something like cancer detection, so you have to get a high accuracy. Maybe only 99.9% is acceptable. But for example, if you're doing a sentiment analysis and you're just taking data from Twitter and then you're trying to predict whether people are angry or not. If you get an 80% accuracy, it's still okay. It's not critical. If you get 80% accuracy, it's better. So just think, if it is as good as a human, then it's okay. Then it's okay. If it's better than human, it's better. So if the model, but in general, if you say in general, maybe 90% is okay. All right, we'll move on. Thank you for the questions. It breaks it up a bit, not like I'm talking to myself. Okay, continue. So let's go and see some examples of machine learning model. An example of machine learning model. Okay, so this is me using Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so this is a sentiment analysis. So when someone says, I can do machine learning, I am so smart. Okay, so basically, this is basically the easiest, all right? So because machine learning and AI and software, there is a wide open source space, right? So a lot of people around the world, they build libraries and they release it open source for free for anyone to use. Okay, so for example, this library called TextBlock. Okay, it's a library that has been made by someone and he's just released it online for free. So for me to use this machine learning model, I just type into, let me just go, okay. What can you see right now? Okay, let me just go to, okay. So this is my Jupyter Notebook, right? So this Jupyter Notebook is the notebook that most people use, data scientists or machine learning engineer use for machine learning. Okay, so I just import this library, right? So after I import this library, I just use the function. This movie was great. So it gives me a prediction that the sentiment is 0.8. So that means that this statement is positive. All right. All right. So if I put a negative statement, this movie was terrible. So then it's -1 because it's a negative statement, right? Okay. So let me just change it so that you know that I'm not lying. Okay. Jurassic Park was amazing. Wait, lambaga. I don't know why it's taking so long. Usually does not take this long. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so for example, why is it? Let me just restart. Okay, so let me just explain this one. Okay, so for example, the next one, I put in the text block library, saya pergi ke rumah nenek semalam. Okay, it gives me a sentiment of 0, which means nothing, right? Means it's neutral. The reason being is this machine learning model was trained in English, so it doesn't understand Malay. So I put something in Chinese, in Arabic, in Turkish, or whatever. It's gonna give 0 because this machine learning model has been trained on English, right? So if I just put random words as well, it would give 0 because this machine learning model has been trained on English and it doesn't understand random words. Okay. Okay, I don't know why it's not working. Going back to the presentation. Yes, yes, Shami. Neutral statement will output 0. So yes, okay. So let's. I believe after this is a competition for visualization. So I'm just going to go through a few examples of visualization that you can use with machine learning. Usually, machine learning you use for prediction, and the output is like a number. Usually, but you can use for visualization, but not much. But I'll just show you a few. Okay, this is one that I've done in my previous workplace. Okay, so what this is these are points of interest. Okay, so this includes shops, malls, post office, schools, hospitals, etc. You know, places that people want to go. Okay, so the problem statement was, if I was a bank and I want to distribute my workers into 5 groups, and I want to divide them equally, I mean workload wise. So how would I divide them? So if you see the points in Petaling Jaya is a lot, while the points in Klang and Shah Alam are less. Okay, and the point in Rawang are less as well. So the points where higher concentration are, the cluster is smaller. So this is clustering, by the way. So these 5 groups are groups of, I believe, equal number of clusters, equal number of points, or not almost equal. So with that, if you own a bank and you want to send out your marketers, you can send them out to a different location based on their based on this. Okay. All right. Oh, I forgot. Okay. In the end at like 10:30, there's going to be a group fee. So if you can turn on your camera, we can take a picture. Right. All right. Okay. Continuing with the class. All right. So this one is another fun example. It's a Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay. You can, if you go to the link, it will go and you can play around with it. So basically, they use machine learning and data analytics to basically make a network graph of all the characters in the Marvel universe. So it's just something nice that you can use. I think one application could be, I don't know, like if you in COVID, right? You could use this to get a visual of who is infecting who, which clusters cause infection to others. This one thing you could do, but it's probably not easier said than done. All right. So we have 20 minutes. I think we have plenty of time. Sarcasm with the statement, that one may be a bit hard to find because you have to teach sarcasm to the machine. I do not know of any model that can detect sarcasm yet. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. All right. Is there any questions? We have 20 minutes. It's a lot of time. Mind blown. Okay. All right. So where are we now in terms of AI? All right. It's AI. So amazing. So great. So many things you can do. Right. But now we have mistake. So this is where we are in AI. The AI camera mistakes referee's ball head, and it ruins games for viewer. So this is I'm just showing this for fun. This is one of the things that, see, we have AI, but at the end of the day, it's not perfect. So there is a saying: all models are useful, but all models are wrong, but some of them are useful. All right, so just keep that in mind. So a machine learning model is not perfect, and there is drawbacks in using machine learning. All right. Okay. This GPT-3 is one of the new AI advancement in language prediction model. There is a link that I want to show, a video. Wait, I will play this video. Okay. Okay. Let me just pause this, and I will share a video link. What gila? And you see, okay, so basically what's going on is this guy is just typing in words and GPT-3 is coding it for him. So he just said text welcome newsletter and it comes out the coding for it. So he types welcome newsletter and the big blue button, that's what comes out. Right? A button with every color on the rainbow. So he types that and it comes out. Right? So it codes it with a statement. So this is one of the forefronts of machine learning that has come out. I think it's OpenAI. I think it's backed by Elon Musk, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Okay lah, watch it another minute. We got time. So basically they are typing in and it's coding it for him. It's not perfect, you can see, but it's still pretty amazing. They're done. Right. Okay, so we'll continue again with our presentation. Okay, another advancement that we have is GANs. Okay, so to me this is very, very amazing. So this is the Mona Lisa, and with the GANs they are able to make it move. Okay, so this is just one picture. They use it to make it move. Okay, so I will show you another development of that. So this is one of the this I think was last year, 2019, I believe, when this came out. So, okay, so if you know this guy, this is Salvador Dali. So Salvador Dali is a surrealist, I think, surreal artist. So basically, this is one of his famous painting. I forgot the name for the life of me. Okay, so Salvador Dali is a famous painting. He passed away in 1989. He was he's Spanish, I believe. So he's famous with his surreal painting. He has, I think there is a museum called the Dali Museum, and my colleague will play the video of the Dali Museum, and we will take a look at that video right now.
Thank you. Do you mind?
Yeah, sure. All right.
Dali's been gone for 30 years. We're using artificial intelligence to bring it back today. In order to actually train this AI to reproduce Dali's likeness, we started with finding the right footage of Dali, and then we split that up into frames where he's looking the right way, and we picked the best frames to use for training from that. The system learns exactly what he looks like and how his mouth moves and how his eyes move and his eyebrows and every little detail about what makes Dali Dali. It's actually the recreated version of Dali. It's not a person playing out makeup. It's actually Dali. technology through learning about the artist. This technology allows people to imagine for a moment that there is such a thing as immortality, to see Dali alive again. What that adds is a sense of emotion. If they can empathize with this man as a human being, then they can relate to the work much more directly, much more passionately. To understand the art, you need to understand the artist behind the art. And this technique allows us at the Dali Museum to do just that. I do not believe in my death. Do you?
Yeah, we could bring back Piramli. It's actually true. Yeah, we could. Okay, so so we're wrapping up right now. So machine learning. So how would you go ahead and start to build machine learning and deep learning? So these are the tools that is popular. So for machine learning, most people use Python or R. That's another programming language. You would use Anaconda probably. It's an IDE, which is just a platform for you to write Python in. So Anaconda and Python. Okay, and scikit-learn is a library for something that we call traditional machine learning. What is traditional machine learning? Is basically some things that are not deep learning. We use scikit-learn most of the time, but there are other libraries, but scikit-learn is the most popular. Okay, so for deep learning, there is TensorFlow, PyTorch, Keras. It's not keras, kalau Melayu keras, but it's Keras for some reason. Cafe, there's FB Prophet, there's H2O, there's so many. It comes out every few months, there will be something new. So, but the most famous is TensorFlow. Most famous is TensorFlow, and you can learn that from Google. It's open source. So most of these are open source, and you can learn it for free, and you can use it for free. So resources, if you want to start learning, so what should you do? Okay, so there is a Cognitive Class, which is a free online platform which you can learn. There are courses. It's decent, it's good, and it's made by IBM, I believe. So if you finish a course, I believe, if you finish a course, you will get a badge which you can show off on LinkedIn or whatever. So you can also go to Kaggle. Kaggle is a website where they have data and they have machine learning competitions. So if you want, you can join those competitions. If you get the highest accuracy, you will get cash prize. Usually, for some of the competition, there's cash prize. Okay, so you can check them out. For Kaggle, there's also data sets which people post there and examples of code. People will share their code and how they use those data sets. And it's a good resource for you to learn. Okay, but the best way for you to learn is basically for you to rapid experiment. So you have your own interest. So you just start Googling those stuff, machine learning for classification of animals, for example. And then you just run those codes and learn from that. And just do rapid experimentation. Maybe you can scrape Lazada and find out which is the most expensive toothbrush. I don't know. Yeah. So these are the resources. I think I'm done. Yeah. So that is my presentation with 7 minutes to spare. So yes. So if anyone has any questions now, I would answer. If not, yes. If not, we are done with our class, with our workshop. Okay, so we are going to take a group fee. So for everyone that's available, can you just on your camera and we can take a group fee and together. So I'm going to click Go Selfie. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me now. I think there's a timer now, 4 minutes, 45 seconds left. It's okay if you don't have a camera, it doesn't matter. It's fine, no problem. There's some people already take, so it's great. I thought I was going to be the only one. If I'm not the only one, I'm already happy. Okay, guys, thank you for listening to my presentation. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Any use case of ML that you experience in banking line? I have not been in banking, but banking, people use it for credit score, people use it for detecting fraud, people use it detecting fraud, credit score, insurance plan, how much insurance they want, how much insurance plan that they're going to give to a certain person. Yeah. So that's the one that, any suggestion tool for unstructured data analytics. Python, use Python, use the library scikit-learn, try to read on k-means, dbscan. So those are the algorithms that is popular. So yes, scikit-learn, dbscan, k-means, and Python. If you use R, you can also use scikit-learn, I believe. Yeah, so it's just the same. It's just a different language. You can use all the libraries that are available in scikit-learn um, for uh, for R. Yeah. Any other questions? We have 1 minute 58 seconds. You can connect with me on LinkedIn if you want. We can chat there as well. How long to do a model depends on you. What level of skill you want. You are. If you're already good, it takes 2 minutes copy paste from a library, done. Like just now, I showed a model. So if you're from zero, it might take you 3 months to learn everything. So if depends on the level of your experience and your skill. Any dashboard tools good for commercial use? Tableau is good. Tableau, ClickSense, and Power BI is good. But you have to pay for all of them. Tableau, there is Tableau Public, but your data will be open to public. So that's something that. If you want to go hardcore, you can do Python, but then it's better to buy a tool, my opinion, for dashboarding. All right, then, 24 seconds. Okay, people, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Thank you for coming. Okay. Bye.